Mechas in Vanguard are really bad. Like, we have a seriously bad track record of giving in overpriced decks so much bad support, and the deck is just complete garbage. And no. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Mr. here. Today we are back to cover Astrum in DivineZ, and I know it's a shocker that I'm doing Astrum first before Avantgarda because my Avantgarda deck profile has not hit the 1000 view threshold point. So I'm not going to do a DivineZ update until that's done. But I'm going to talk about another mecha deck because you know I'm just going to keep talking about mecha decks even if it's going to strain my wallet. Today we have Astrum, who is actually a second Blitz deck in Vanguard. The first is obviously Welstra, and yes, I do intend to cover Welstra and DivineZ when I have more money and when I actually have the time slot, because looking at my current schedule, I'm really pressed for time. But this is a deck that was pretty easy for me to do, especially since I actually did the unboxing video. Check the link in the description. So yeah, it's really easy. It's pretty fun of a deck to play. I've really enjoyed playing this in a full build with DZBT01, the Fated War. So with that out of the way, now we can just talk about the deck as it is. Moving on to our right deck. Our right deck, obviously we have our Energy Crest because, you know, this is DivineZ. If you want to summon an energy and you don't know much about energy, please check the link in the description for my DivineZ Explain video. We play the Grade 0 is Blitz Chief Engineer Warten. So Warten actually got promotion. Congrats to you, buddy. We play O, Straza, and Uber because they're actually generic, unlike the promoted forms of Uber and Straza. They're actually name locked to Welstra with a divine skill. And then of course we play Astrum. So I'm just going to go through the skills real quick. We're using Straza skill. When rolled upon, you search your deck for a grade 1 product and add it to your hand. Sorry, you search your deck or hand for a product order, a grade 1 product order, and set it. If it's from your hand, you draw a card. So yeah, we play Hasal because he's the cheapest and most effective. I'll explain why later. And then our grade 2, we play Uber. Uber, you Soul Blast 1, choose one of your products, and then you operate it. And when he's rolled upon, you can basically destroy one of the products in your order zone, your grade 1 product specifically. Search your deck for a grade 2 product, and then you can install it from your hand or your deck. If it's from your hand, you draw a card. So basically it's the same skill, it's a replacement skill, it's really nice. I believe I've already covered Welstra from set 7, so you can check the link in the description below because I would just link it right there. Because this right line is exactly the same from that deck profile, and if you'd like to see Welstra in the DBT13 as well, I will also link that deck profile in the description just so everyone is all caught up. So, you know, there's quite a lot of back reading to do because this taps on a lot of historical support, but at the same time, it's nice enough that you get to play all the cards with the new stuff, unlike DivineZ Welstra. Lastly, we have Astrum. Astrum is very similar to our good friend Christianos the King because we gave you the sauce and we are just going to keep on giving. Astrum, you Color Blast 1 and clone himself, get a copy of him, and you can just add it to your hand and he gets 10k. Pretty nice. Second skill is when he attacks, Energy Blast 4, choose one of your rear guards instead, this unit, that unit, gain 5. So it's basically Victor, but with all Energy Blast 4 skills, do take in mind if you go first, you only get to use this like thrice or something, but going second, you get to use this like 4 times-ish. So you do actually have to pace that until Brandt Gate gets a form of energy charge. This is a pretty risky skill to use. This is unlike Christianos, who can straight up just not use that skill, or Triumph Dragon, who has a lot of energy charge, or Sarazviel, who also has energy charge. I may just do that profiles for all of them in the future, so if this video does well, you know what I'll do next. But the fact still remains that Astrum doesn't have an energy charge of himself, so you may want to hope for the future that we do get one. If not, it's pretty hard. Moving on to our grade 3s. Our grade 3s are pretty simple. We play 3 copies of Astrum in the main deck alongside 1 copy of Astrum in the right deck. And then we play 4 copies of Flyby Dragon. So Astrum is a pretty much persona reliant deck because all of his numbers come from his persona. Your persona and then all your front row gains 10, and then it allows you to really multi-attack to its best potential. What and how do you multi-attack with? That's why Flyby is here. When placed on the rearguard circle, if your Vanguard has Astrum in its name, count +1, then draw 1 card. From the creators of the greatest card ever known to planet Earth, Hanada Halfway, we are literally doing it again. So, yeah, Avantgarda, see you in hell. The second skill of Flyby is that you can Soul Blast a grade 3 with Astrum in its name when your Vanguard, when one of your rear guards is stood by your Vanguard's effect. This unit gains 2000 power, and if you Soul Blast an Astrum, you can stand him. So if this is your third turn and you don't have an Astrum in Soul, you can still Soul Blast one for this unit to gain 2000 power. It's not bad. It does hop over magic numbers. Going first, it's pretty nice. But going second, and if you Persona Ride, or if you just Persona in general, you can Soul Blast out the original Astrum, and then you get additional attack. So it's really nice. Flyby is definitely a key support in this deck. This is definitely a card that is a non-negotiable, not fall off. Very similar to all the quick start deck supports. I dare say that they're all very important to each of their decks. Moving on to our grade 2s. Our grade 2s, we play 4 copies of Sickle Blade of Investigation, Habitable Zone. We play 4 copies of Melt's Ringer. We play 4 copies of Lubetzel. And then we obviously play Uber in the right deck. So it is a pretty standard list. We'll explain it. Uber, we've already gone through, is from the right deck. Lubetzel can be used because all of Vanguards have Blitz in their name. Yeah, it's a Blitz deck. When this card is placed in Auto Zone, if your Vanguard has Blitz in his name, you can draw 1 card and Soul Charge 1. Nice, so it's a 1-for-1 recycle and it builds a Soul. Really good. And if it's operated during your main phase, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them with the same grade list as your Vanguard, call it to a rearguard circle, and then you can shuffle the deck. If it's operated during battle phase, you draw. Highly adaptable, highly versatile card. There's a reason why Lubetzel is 800 yen. But above all, Lubetzel is mainly used as our board builder in this deck because we want to build the board to be able to use it for multi-attacking with Astrum. And the Blitz engine, especially the older Blitz engine, allows us to do that very effectively. Melt's Ringer is the one key name support for Astrum. When he's restood by your Vanguard with Astrum in his name, he gains that. So basically, he's your main basic. Habitable Zone. Habitable Zone is a good friend of ours from DBT13. He's from the same set, another half away. What does he do? When discarded from your hand during your turn, during your right phase, you can Soul Blast 1, put him to the bottom of the deck, and draw a card. Nice because we have a lot of Soul Charge in his deck. As I previously mentioned, we have stuff like Lubetzel. So it's pretty okay to use your Soul as a good resource to be able to draw in the early game. And he goes back to the deck, and you kind of want him back in the deck because when placed on a rearguard circle, if you Persona Ride this turn, which you always do, search your deck for up to 1 set order and add it to your hand. This turn, your first order you play this turn is costed 0. This turn, you can play up to 2 orders per turn. So it's really insane that you can just speed through all your Lubetzels and just burn through all your deck. This basically deck things you to the greatest degree possible, and it allows you to win. The amount of advantage you generate of Habitable Zone is insane. So, Habitable Zone is not a must play for Astrum, but I would strongly recommend it if you do have that budget. Moving on to our grade 1s. Our grade 1s, we play 1 copy of Straza in the right deck, but we've already covered him, so I don't want to explain him too much. We play 1 copy of Amhasal. We play 4 Perfect Guards. We play 2 copies of this is our good friend. Man, I forgot his name. And then we play 4 copies of. This is Iskra, yes, Hard Fluffy, and 4 copies of Bubble Mine. Look at that, it's a giant monster. So Bubble Mine, at the end of the battle, this unit boosts. If you have a set order, move this to the soul, counter charge 1. Yeah, really nice. He's a -1, but he gets you 1 soul and 1 counter charge. So he's basically a virtual must play in every Brandt Gate deck that has resource issues, and Astrum is one of them. You can use this as early as turn 2 to game and to be able to control your counter blast to prevent you from being CB denied when you use Iskra. Iskra, if your product has not been operated this turn, counter blast 1, rest this unit, and choose one of your products and operate it. So normally you would just operate Lubetzel, and then you Lubetzel, you can call a rearguard, and then it just goes from there. It's very simple. Iskra, just having 1 Iskra on the board enables you to use 1 operation every turn, even though you're not playing a Wellstra based deck, which basically means you always get to use 1 prop of Lubetzel to build the board. Highly effective, highly dangerous. I don't understand why people are not using it. It's literally free. And then we play 2 copies of this little bugger from DBT05. This is this Sortian? No, that's not Sortian. Oh my god, I can't remember his name. But this guy is really cute. His skill is that when placed on a rearguard circle, you choose one of your units from your drop zone and put it to the bottom of your deck. If you choose a grade 3, Soul Blast 3 and draw a card. So you know what that means. Our Soul Blaster out copies of Astrum, we can basically just tuck it to the bottom of the deck and use his Counter Blast 1 skill and search for another copy of Astrum, and then you do it. Again, frightening. This card's frightening. It gives Astrum an endgame that he's always hoped for. And the Soul Blast 3 to draw 1 is effectively free because we Soul Charge so much with Lubetzel. So Yeah, as long as you just use one copy of this guy per game, you basically set yourself another 2 turns in, and every turn persona, right? Yeah, I mean, even Shiryu would cry. For perfect guts, because yeah, I don't think I need to explain this. We want to stay alive, yeah. Replay one copy Up Hasal. Up Hasal is a grade 1 product that you can search off Straza. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, I disagree, I hate this card, oh my god, holy shit. Yes, I hear all your concerns are valid, sorta, but I know that a lot of you will be asking why I'm not playing the Doghouse and I'm playing this. Well, the reason why I'm playing Up Hasal is because he actually allows you to retire one of your opponent's front or rear guards. If you cannot retire, you draw a card and discard one. So his normal skill's pretty trash, but his retire skill's prime material to fend off a lot of early game retire. Astrum is a deck that really needs to live into his end game, so you using this to ward off all the early game is highly effective. Their Furais that he throws carelessly, their Isazao, their Morphesas, their their Nobia, their Kybre, their Blaster Blade, their anything that they throw at you in the early game, you are within instant firing range of retiring them with a cost as low as Somas 1 with Uber, or cost as low as Carbas 1 with Iskra. It's insane. This retire option definitely should not be slept on for any deck that is being played in DivineZ and has the Blitz core, because this effectively ensures that your grade 2 turns, your early turns are always going to be well protected. Think of it like Blaster Duck in Cattle Sanctuary. It allows you to make sure you can heavily punish your opponent should they want to push you all in. And Apasal is exactly that. When Taizo said, be careful of our guns, he's not joking, he's really going to put you to hell. Last but not least, our grade zeros. Our grade zeros, we obviously played the Over Trigger, what a surprise. We play 8 crits, because this is a restanding rearguard deck, so we want restands. We playing for heals, because these are Blitz heals, so yeah, that's really why I'm playing them. Honestly, I would prefer another heal, and starter is obviously the king, which is Walton. Congrats on your promotion, Walton. I wish you all the best in your career. I hope nothing bad happens to you at work. I hope your workplace is ensured. That being said, that is the end of the Astrum deck profile. It's a very simple deck and a very cheap deck that took me less than 5,000 yen to build, I dare say. Excluding the Habitable Soul, which is not even a necessity to play. Like, you don't even need this guy, legitimately. But because I'm playing Astrum at actual local tournaments, I do. But that being said, that is the end of this deck profile. I really enjoy this deck. I think this deck is much more better than Avantgarde. I think that's 100%. This deck pluses like no one's issue. It's a multi-attacking deck that's actually really fun and it uses energy. So if you want a deck that uses energy, it's not too expensive like Chris Rain or Welstra, and still gives you a decent good time for its buck, and you can say you're a Blitz player, you should definitely pick up Astrum. I think this deck is highly recommended for beginners and mid-tier players alike. Is this deck meta? Absolutely not. This is not Cristianos, this is not Shiranui, but I dare say that this will give you its bang for its buck, which is a pretty low price for such great entertainment. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.